Hello everyone and welcome back. I feel like I'm like meeting like I'm in like a couch or chair. My name is Shelby if you do not know. I'm trying to come up with an intro tagline. I got nothing. Today I'm going to talk about a clothing experiment I have been putting on myself for the past, we might be coming up on a month now. I'm not positive. I'm not sure the exact timeline because the idea behind this was not to be strict, which you're gonna be like, why is it a challenge if it's not strict? I guess it's not so much a challenge as it is an experiment. I can't remember what I even called it. Clothing experiment? Clothing challenge? I'm not sure. I don't have a true end goal in this. I'm happy to kind of see what happens out of it. And if it means I limit my wardrobe further than I have, that's great. I'm not expecting that or hoping for it, but what happens, I'm fine with whatever. This concept was definitely inspired by the documentary I know I talked about on the What's Happening podcast. I know I talked about it in a vlog recently. I watched the documentary My Stuff by, I'm going to butcher his name, but he is I believe a filmmaker, and he documented himself locking all of his stuff away, and he could only access one item a day for an entire year. And so he kind of documented his life, he documented this experiment, and that's all it was meant to be, was a life experiment, just to see what happens. And so I kind of liked that viewpoint. His was much, much, much more intense than mine, and as much as I would love to, I don't have the means to at the moment. So this is what I'm doing. The basis for this. I have a closet that like has a door on it, it's shut, you know, and I figured I would begin to separate the items that I actually wear and sort of compile them in a separate location to then see what I truly wear and what I truly don't wear. And this would just be like, I started with like 3 things I knew I wore all the time, and those got hung on a clothes rack separate from my closet. And the idea was just keep wearing what I felt like wearing until I felt like, oh, I'm really missing this piece. And then I would just go into my closet and I would grab it, add it to the clothes rack, and now it's in the rotation. So I'm letting myself grab things as I feel I need to. That's not really restricting. It's just I am aware that I personally am a very, very repetitive person. I do things the same in a lot of ways because I kind of put my energy elsewhere. So I am just a person who doesn't change my appearance my clothing very often. I wear the same things. I know my patterns, and I kind of wanted to see if I could keep track of what I truly wear, because I know I wear the same things all the time. If this isn't you, this might not work for you, because you'll be like, well, I'm just in the mood for this today. But this was just built off the idea that I know my clothing patterns, so I didn't feel like I was like gonna do like totally break my not even formed system. All right, I'm gonna shift now and we're gonna look at the clothes and see kind of where I'm at. Okay, so this clothing rack did start as my boyfriend's and so this is just like his selection of kind of daily clothes normally, and that also might have kind of sparked the idea. This is everything that I have at the moment, like I said, maybe about 3 weeks to a month that I've been wearing. Alright, so I know it's hard from where you are to see the separation, but I started, like, I allotted myself this half and then added this half in the past week and a half mostly. So this is what I know I started with. So I gave myself 3 bottoms. One is a pair of spandex because this is what I wear for certain art projects, or if I'm just like really warm after like a shower or something. I wear these kind of around, a pair of sweatpants and a pair of leggings because yes, that is literally all I wear. And on top of that, I gave myself 1 sweater that is longer, so sometimes I wear it with, it kind of works with all the 3 bottoms I just listed. It works for going out to the grocery store, it works for whatever. A crop top for the same reason that I just said for the spandex. I feel like my body temperature changes a million times a day. This button up that it's a light, my light just overheated, gosh dang it. This button up, which I know I've talked on and off about in videos any clothing related video, I've probably talked about this button up before. It's lightweight, so I throw it on over top of things. I wear it just itself. It works for everything. And then I also gave myself this oversized sweatshirt. That's what I started with 3-ish weeks ago. So I'll say 7 items roughly I started with, and that lasted me easily 2 weeks straight, most likely. And then I just started to feel like I was missing things. And then that's where we get into these, which a big reason some of these were missing was just because they were dirty and needed to be washed, or they would have been added in the beginning. And that included this button up, which is flannel, it is technically cotton, but it's like very thick if you can't tell. This is my warmer flannel, stop calling it flannel. My warmer button up, obviously, when the brown one just isn't really cutting it. This would have been in the original, but it was dirty. And this sweatshirt also would have made it in, I've come to find, and I'm not shocked by this, I wear the same things, but I have slightly different versions of the same things that work for slightly different purposes. Like, this is the ultimate, I want to be cozy, I want to be comfortable. This is like, oh, I'm kind of doing some things, like, but I'm cold, so I'll throw this on to kind of warm up, but like, I kind of need my arms, I need to be able to like do things and not make a mess. Things that fall into that category. Or this works a little bit better for like running errands, because again, I get really annoyed if like sleeves get in the way. That might just be me. Very quickly, I added this little crop top, tank top. You could possibly use it for workout, you could use it whatever. This is just another, like, if I'm just feeling really warm and I want to wear this and a button up with something just like lighter, or I'm just sick of like really baggy clothes, I throw this on. This goes with that, basically. A slightly thicker, maybe I want to look a little cute. I've been loving this kind of look, basically. I cropped this sweater myself. I've had it for years and I just decided to crop it recently. So those got added. And then probably just within the past 48 hours were these last 3. I don't have any t-shirts in here, so I added this t-shirt that used to be my dad's. A long sleeve black, because I didn't have any like plain long sleeve shirts to wear. And then literally last night I pulled out this. It's a sweatshirt technically, slash sweater, just a crew neck, and it's lighter and the sleeves are rather fitted, so I literally chose this because the pink sweatshirt felt too baggy for what I was doing. I needed to be able to pull back my sleeves and not be afraid that they were going to hit something. So this is light, it's fitted more than probably most things I own, and so I literally just pulled this out last night. Oh, and then I did add 1 pair of leggings to the mix just because I needed something to be able to wear if one of these was dirty, basically. And I have 2 beanies, this one and a black Carhartt one. So, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that is 17 items at the moment. Obviously I didn't count underwear, socks, or anything like that. But I've also changed how I'm storing those, which is weird maybe. But we can get into that in a second. So I'm up to 17 items, relatively speaking. And again, this wasn't really about the numbers. I was just interested if I like had to pick what I would wear every day. This is basically it. This doesn't shock me. This is already what I was basically wearing, but I still have a whole closet full of clothing. And so I think what'll be interesting is in a month or 2 when it starts to warm up, what gets added to this, what do I really realize I'm not interested in, and things of that nature. Okay, so this is everything. It's all here. I have jumpsuits, onesies up here, which those are more summertime, so that will have to wait. And also my business clothes are shoved up there because I truly like never wear them. But I only have like 2 business outfits, so they stay up there. So this is everything. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, this is a box of all of my summer clothes, like all of them. So that doesn't come out for another couple months most likely. So yeah, that's all my clothing, that and that, basically. Okay, so just to wrap this up, I know I made a comment about my socks, underwear, blah, blah, blah. That all lives, everything lives in this bin. And I used to have them separated into just 2 bins that sat on the floor of my closet, but I started putting more storage stuff in there for like paintings and stuff. So I kept just moving bins around, and then for some reason I've been in a big mindset lately of like challenging my relationship with things, like just mentally. Space, objects, myself, you know, whatever. I've just been like in that mentality lately, which I can get more into in a future video. And something I thought about was, we have like an entryway into the apartment where we have one of those big cube organizers that holds cubes like these, and we have a bit of a weird assortment of things in there just because we have a small apartment. So I'm sure, as most people know in small spaces, like as a traditional home would think to place things, I've been like trying to challenge where things should be. Not that it matters, that's just like what my brain's been doing lately. And I was like, what if all of my underwear and everything, bras, socks, lived in the entryway, and it was just like that commonplace of like necessary items. Like that's where you put your keys before you run out the door. That's where you put important paperwork so you don't lose it. And that's where I put my underwear. So it's there. And it's working so far. I'm actually loving it, which is so funny. I keep in my head wanting to go through the closet because I'm like, well, I'm not touching anything in it, so I want to go through it, but holding myself back. I'm making myself go through this process as long as possible to at least wait a whole season before looking in my closet and going, okay, what did I actually wear? What did I not wear? But I do want to put like a huge disclaimer. I know people are decluttering, whether it's because of the new year, whether it's because of being stuck in quarantine for almost a year at this point, depending on where you are. Whatever it's based on, I know a lot of people are getting this itch to like reorganize, clean, get rid of things, downsize, who knows. It's really hard to judge your life off of being stuck inside, unless that's always like been your life. Like I think sometimes things can happen very in a very hasteful manner that you can make mistakes, which is fine, you're bound to, but I think it's just like taking the time to step back and like think about it before you just go all in. I mean, I've been decluttering for like a very long time, off and on, and even still I find myself like losing sight on what reality can look like and basing it off of what's just been recently happening. So that's why I've like kind of capped myself at going through things and decluttering for the moment. I say that next week I'll like be like, I'm going through everything again, but I'm trying to be more mindful, because at this point I think my brain has lost touch with what reality can be. And I don't want to like get rid of everything thinking I don't use anything, and then for somehow life go back to normal and I'm missing things, which I don't think is happening. I think I'm naming a very dramatic scenario, but the point is still there, I think. So hopefully this video was somewhat interesting. I don't know. I think it's really, again, I've been having a lot of fun in my brain. And that's all this is. That's really all this is. There's no deeper meaning. There's no goal. There's no, I'm curious. I'm curious what my relationship is with things that are around me and what I truly use and what I don't use. And that's it. So if you're looking for something deeper than that, sorry. But I do thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you got something, maybe a giggle out of this video. I have no idea. But I'm here. We did a thing, we did a video. We're here. So if there's any questions you have, any ideas, similar things you've been interested in, or maybe you want to try yourself or whatever, feel free to comment them down below. You can find me on Patreon. I have an Etsy shop, Instagram, that's where I'm the most. And subscribe if you aren't, I guess. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.